Hi guys, Mark from Burton Bibles here, back with another quick video. We're looking at the letter F today in our series of A to Z of Bible binding terms. And today I want to look at F is being for font. Font. Now, font is very important with Bibles, of course. Font is what you're going to be reading, so you need a font that is small enough. The Bible is a very unique book in that it's got lots and lots of pages. You know, some of these Bible have between 1,500 and 2,000 pages, lots and lots of text. You've got cross references, you've got pronunciation marks and all sorts. So that font has got to be readable in any circumstances, pretty much. So if we just divide these Bibles, I've put them into two sort of piles. If we look back in the sort of older traditional style Bibles, for example this Cameo from the 1920s, here we've got the 8-point Petite Clarendon font, Petite Medieval Clarendon, and I love this font. This font is amazing. This isn't what you call a digital font. This is a traditional analog font. So this would have been put onto plates, so raised bumps on plates, and this would have been printed via letterpress style back in the day, where you're just literally impressing this onto the page with inked plates. And then, of course, printing technology goes on from there, though. So this is a lovely, clear print, nice, readable font. We really like that font as found in that Bible. This is the Concord Bible from Cambridge, again using an analog font, more traditional, from the 1950s though this time. And the Concord font is quite a well-known one. It's the 8-point times semi-bold 421, and that's a font that goes throughout the Concord range. So it's in the Concord wide margin, it's in the personal Concord as well, and when we take a look at it, it's very nice indeed. It's beautifully readable, really nice, clear font. So that's another example of a more traditional font style. This is the turquoise, again from the sort of 1920s sort of period. And here we've got the antique old style number 3 10-point font, and again another older style font, but just fantastically readable. Love it. This is very much a subjective thing that we're looking at today, fonts, because some people love these old-fashioned fonts, me included. My wife doesn't like these old-fashioned fonts at all. She's just got bad vibes about this font. She doesn't like reading a book that looks so archaic. It just doesn't appeal to her. So she uses more modern style fonts, which we'll have a look at in a bit. Here's that Concord wide margin. It's again the Concord font. So it's that book. What was it called again? Times semi-bold 421, 8 and 9 point, and it's fantastic. Love this. Love the Concord typeface, absolutely brilliant. Find myself, you can read it in any circumstances, as well as the Cameo. Absolutely love it. Here's, for sake of variety, here's my Oxford wide margin, and this one uses I think it's the Clarendon, isn't it? I can't actually see it at the moment, and it's not listed here, but I think it's what's called the Clarendon font. But again, it's really readable. Yes, it's traditional, it's old-fashioned and all the rest of it, but if that's what you're used to, then you're going to appreciate it, aren't you? So there are some traditional fonts for you from Cambridge. Let's have a look at some more up-to-date ones, because what we're going to do now is we're going to look at a couple of Bibles that Cambridge produce that use the digital font. So these are digital fonts, a lot more modern. So you will find that this is the Pitminion, for example. This uses the Lexicon number 1 font. I think this is a 7-point font. And you'll notice that, whoops, just hit the camera. You will notice that as we read down the text, it's just clear, crisp. There is no sort of breakup in those fonts, because these have never been printed on letterpress style plates. So these have been printed completely digitally. They are digital in their creation, in their formation. So they've always been, printed via computers, basically. And that's the Lexicon #1 font, the digital format that they use for the Pitminion. They also use that Lexicon #1 font in their Clarendon. So again, you look down the Clarendon and you'll see that that is a very, very clear, beautiful digital font. This is the Lexicon #1. It's a bit bigger here. I think it's a 8.75. Yeah, 8.75 font in the Clarendon and a 7 in the Pitminion. So there's two examples of digital fonts, and of course other publishers do this as well. So this is the Reader's Edition ESV from Crossway. It's a digital font. I can't remember what they use in this Bible. It may tell us on the inside. Maybe not. But it's certainly a digital font, because you can see that from there. It's not been produced. Modern Bibles aren't produced via those old-fashioned means. So this is another example of a digital font. And also, of course, we have the Word of God, the Humble Lamb Bible. This is the New King James translation, and this again will be a digital font. It's a modern layout, it's a modern font, it's a modern Bible. King James Version still. These are all King James Version, apart from the ESV from Crossway there. Oh, sorry, no, this is New King James, isn't it? Yeah, sorry, New King James Version. So it's a slightly more modern translation, and it's also got that modern digital font. So it's nice and clear. But of course, it's whatever you're used to. The little Transetto that we have here is also a digital font from Cambridge. So the Transetto is a 7 and 8 point Carmina Sans. So that's what it says there. And when we look at it, you'll see that it's nice and clear and crisp digital font. So when we look at font, it's really important to have a look at the Bible. And this is one of the reasons why I started doing Burton Bibles. I want to keep these Bibles on my shelf so that when people come round or people are interested in these Bibles, when I'm at events, etc., etc., I can actually show them a selection of Bibles and say, look, read that, try this, try that. Find something that you like. Find something that your eyes are comfortable with. Find something that you can read, because the Bible is a book that you're going to be reading a lot of. It's the Word of God, and you want it to be as clear as possible. So, it's important. So give it some thought when you are looking at a Bible, and try and get a good look at the inside. And I would also add, there's no substitute for actually having the physical book in your hand to try it. A lot of publishers might put a sample of their text online, but it's not the same. It just isn't the same. It can be distorted on the screen, depends what size screen you're looking at it. It's very, very difficult. Cambridge, in their brochure, this is their brochure here, and they will put a sample of the text so that you can this is actual size. So this is fairly reliable, but it is still a small portion of the text. So there's no substitute for actually having the Bible and flicking through it and reading some passages for yourself. So yeah, strongly recommend that. So I hope you've enjoyed looking at the letter F, which was for font, and we'll see you another time. Bye.